Hello, this is Kenneth 14621, and I just want to present an idea to you. Now, one thing that nobody talks about, and I know the NFL is like this. This year it was our center. Next year it's going to be somebody else, guaranteed. Guaranteed. Some of your best players are going to get injured, and probably stay injured for the rest of the year, every NFL season. But if certain players don't get injured and the other ones do, it could help us out a lot. What I'm talking about here is Travis Frederick didn't play all year for the Cowboys. So let's say next year, Zach Martin, Tyron Smith, and Travis Frederick stay healthy. That's only 3 guys. 3 guys out of 11. I don't care who else gets injured. If a guy who's crappy gets injured, it's not that big of a loss. Like if our left guard gets injured or our right tackle gets injured, the next guy up is probably almost just as good as him. But if one of those 3, Tyron Smith, Fredericks, or Martin goes down, there's a big drop-off. So, if those 3 guys stay healthy, possibly Ezekiel Elliott could have more yards this year than he did last year, this coming year. Because a lot of our runs are up the middle. We've been like that for years since we've had these 3 linemen, because we got 2 of them paired together. We've got our center and our guard are our superstars. And that's pretty much right up the gut. And so I noticed this year that after Fredericks went down, we still ran up the gut a lot, because that's what we had been practicing all off season. Those what do they call them? Those, straight up the gut runs, that's all we really need, really. That would help us out a lot. But just because that happens doesn't mean we're going to have a better season, because, other key guys can get injured. Heaven forbid, but what's that guy's name? Amari Cooper could get injured. Cole Beasley could get injured, A lot of guys could get injured, but we're definitely going to have injuries every year, So, but it's just a little thought, because Elliott only put up 1,400 yards this year. When his rookie year, when those 3 guys were healthy all year, he would have, if he hadn't not played the last 2 games, he had 1,600 something yards. He would have had, and he was averaging over 100 yards a game. He would have had 18, maybe even 1,900 yards. So, I think he is getting older, but I think the opportunity for Ezekiel Elliott to do a lot better is out there. I think it's very likely, if those 3 guys stay healthy all year, that he could have, instead of 1,400, he could have 1,600. And if he plays all games, shoot, maybe he could even have 1,700. Who knows? I'm not going to give him 1,800, maybe, but I'm not going to give it to him because he's getting a little bit older. But, so anyways, though, but maybe he's getting better. But, that's just what we're thinking. Really, he's getting older, but you never know, And so I'm not going to talk about too much more, because that would be hearsay. Other stars could emerge on the line, but that's neither here nor there. It could happen or it could not happen. It's 50-50. But one thing that's more than 50-50 is that Tyron Smith, Zach Martin, and Travis Fredericks are going to play above average. So just a little thought, because I thought Elliott was capable of more yards this year. I really do. I mean, his rookie year, I think he averaged 5.1 yards a carry. And this year he averaged 4.7, which really is a considerable difference. I mean, you say, well, that's just, zero point 0.4 yards. Yeah, but when you average that out over, hundreds of runs, that's a lot of first downs. There's a lot of plays that he missed the first down by a couple inches or by 0.4 yards. You know what I'm saying? There's a lot of plays where he missed it by half a yard, or if he would have been a half yard closer, we could have, gone for it, or that half a yard cost us a touchdown. He couldn't get the touchdown, it adds up, and a lot of times the reason why those yards, that 0.4 yards means a lot is a lot of times those aren't spread out over every single carry. A lot of times he gets that 0.47 every carry, but then one play he breaks a 20-yarder, or he breaks a 15-yarder. You sprinkle in a couple of those, and it raises up to 5.1, then it really matters because you're talking about longer runs. So, I mean, you just, really, if you haven't watched a lot of seasons of football, you don't realize that 0.4 matters, But, if you have watched season after season and you've seen the difference in 4.7 yards a carry and 5.1 yards a carry, I mean, then you really understand, So, just a little thought there. Those are three guys that I want to stay healthy next year. Ezekiel Elliott still got 1,400 yards, and Travis Frederick didn't play a single down all year. So I'm not saying the offense doesn't need to improve. We definitely need to improve them. But offense is good enough to win games. So even if the defense improves, we're going to win more games. So anyway, so just a little thought there. Kenneth 14621 signing off.